Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Sports Talk with Chin. I'm Andy, and we're here with another fun week talking about the NFL, sports, and all things in between. This week, we're going to follow up on last week's game, and we're going to actually have Replays host that first. We're going to jump into that, and then we're going to have some discussions afterwards. But before all that, let's get to introduction. Replays, would you like to say hi?
Hey guys, how's everyone doing?
And Chin again?
What's up, guys?
All right. Replays, would you like to introduce our first topic?
Alright guys, so it's the same thing as last week, but this week we're doing running backs. So like last week, there will be two mystery players per topic, and Chin and Andy will take guesses on each player, and they will also pick which player they like better out of the two. Alright, for the first mystery player, player A, he had 304 touches last year and 1,456 yards rushing, and he also had 14 touchdowns. And for mystery player B, he had 250 carries, which is 54 less than player A. And he had 1,412 yards, which is 44 yards less than player A, with 16 touchdowns, which was 2 more touchdowns than player A. Jen, Andy, who do we like?
Are we guessing or saying who we're going to take first?
Who you're
We're
gonna take
yeah,
first?
I'm
same
gonna
thing as
take-
last week.
B.
You're gonna take B?
Yeah.
Jen?
B, I know who it is already, just because like he had 16. The only two players that had more than 15 touchdowns on the ground was Derrick Henry and Jahmyr Gibbs. Derrick Henry had 19 on the ground. Jahmyr Gibbs had 16. So based off of touchdowns, I already know B's Jahmyr Gibbs. But the one that's A
So
is
for
literally
player
throwing.
B, he was ranked 3 for touchdowns. So there actually
Oh, I
was
get
two
yeah,
more people.
Saquon. I forgot about Saquon. Yeah. Saquon had 16. Wait, no, it can't be Saquon because
No, it was
Saquon had 2,000
Bills.
yards.
It was the
No,
Bills guy.
no, B
It
is
was
Jahmyr Gibbs, Andy.
Yeah, no,
Jahmyr
but
Gibbs
I'm
and
saying the
Saquon.
other one
I'd
is
rather have A, just because I
So
think
Chen's A and Andy's B?
I think A might be
So-
like Jonathan Taylor.
Wait, no,
I know Jonathan
no,
Taylor
I
had
know
like
who A is.
Jonathan Taylor had
Andy will take-
1,400 something yards, and
Listen,
I know who
Andy
A
will
is.
Andy will take first guess on player A, and Chin, you will take first guess on player B.
all right,
Okay.
So we'll start with player B. So Chin, take first guess.
that's Jahmyr Gibbs, 100%. There is no in
are
between.
correct. Jahmyr
And
Gibbs.
A is either
Andy,
It's Bijan.
Andy got Jahmyr Gibbs. Andy guessed first for player A.
It's Bijan.
nah. I mean, it could.
Bijan's correct.
I forgot about Bijan. Okay, well, it's a good thing I didn't get a guess.
So Bijan was Chin's pick, and Jahmyr Gibbs was Andy's pick. I did these two for the first round to make it a little easy because they are two of a top 10 fantasy running backs. So I was going to make it easy for the first round. But it's definitely going to get more tricky this round.
I
because
thought you
don't
was
think
trying to
you
throw
guys-
me for a loop there because I was like, wait, is A JT? Because I know exactly what JT's stats are.
Yeah,
but like
JT
you threw
actually-
me off because of the touchdowns. I was like,
JT,
JT didn't get
think,
that many
had similar-
touchdowns though.
I think JT had like 1,400 or something.
Yeah.
Like that too.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was.
I thought you
Nah,
was
I
trying
think
to
he
throw
actually
me
had more.
off. I was like, is that
Yeah.
JT? I was gonna guess JT
Okay,
too, but you told him it was
so-
Bijan.
So, in my opinion, I think Chin picked the better player because Bijan's a little better. But you guys are tied 1-for-1. Each of you guessed.
I didn't
one
know it
player,
was
so-
Bijan. I thought it was JT. I was trying to throw.
Well, you still
I was
have
trying to
1-1.
throw
You guessed
JT.
Player B, Andy guessed player A. So you're tied 1-1 right now. So let's move on to the second segue. And
Okay.
this is mystery player A. He had 301 carries for 1,329 yards and 15 touchdowns. And for player B, he had 255 carries, which is 30 less, and 1,138 yards, which is 200 less. And he only had 5 touchdowns. You guys decide who you'd like. Andy, I'll start with you. What would you like, A or B?
I guess I'm going to go A, but I don't think I know who either are.
Chen, who would you like?
I kind of like A myself. That 15 touchdowns is very, very appealing.
Yeah.
Of 15 touchdowns over 5 touchdowns, Andy even got a little bit more yards. You said 1,300 for one and 1,100 for the other. But the problem is I feel like, just thinking off the top of my head, I feel like B is going to sneakily be like Chase Brown or something like that, just because Chase Brown didn't start the entire year. Just thinking, so like it makes me think that like you're being sneaky here because you even said it was going to get harder. But I feel like you're trying to throw me for a loop. B might sneakily be Chase Brown because Chase Brown didn't start until like week 7. Yeah, we'll both take A.
Right? Okay. So for this one, I'll let Chin guess first for A, and Andy, you can guess first for B. So Andy, guess first for B. You want me to redo the stats?
Yeah, give me him. I have no idea who this could be.
So he had 255 carries with 1,138 yards and 5 touchdowns.
ETN?
There ain't no way that's ETN. He had a terrible year.
I
don't think ETN even got more than 700 yards. I don't think ETN got more than 700. Fudge. Maybe Kyron. Could it sneakily be Chuba Hubbard?
Chuba.
I'm gonna go Chuba Hubbard. Could he have snuck into this? Damn.
Wrong.
What is it, like fucking Aaron Jones? Fuck me. That was my second fucking guess.
Was
dude.
it actually?
I just said it right before you said it.
So the reason I picked Aaron Jones because I was looking at stats of running backs and I was like, there is no way.
That's sneaky. No,
he had over 1,000 yards.
I was gonna go like I was gonna say like maybe Bucky actually too. I was thinking somebody dark horse like Chase Brown, Chuba Hubbard, Aaron Jones, Bucky Irving. I was thinking somebody was just like a dark horse on it.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Chin, you can guess first for your player A. You want me to redo the stats?
The 15 touchdown ones.
He had 15 touchdowns.
There's only like 5 running backs that got more than 10 touchdowns on the year. There was Saquon, Derrick Henry, Bijan, JT, Jahmyr Gibbs. Okay, maybe there's more than that. How many touchdowns did Josh Jacobs get? Did he get more than... He definitely got more than 10. But did he get 15? I'm going to say it can't be Kyron. Kyron didn't get more than 10 touchdowns. Chuba didn't get more than 10. Is this Bucky Irving? Dude, this might be I'm going to go Bucky Irving. No, there ain't no way Bucky Irving.
Correct.
I fuck that up. I think I said it.
James Cook?
There ain't no way he got 15 touchdowns.
Oh, you already... Yeah, it was Josh Jacobs.
I fucking knew I probably rambled. There was only like fucking 6 players that got that many touchdowns. I knew it was...
All right, for the third segue, we got mystery player A. He had 195 carries with 905 yards and 9 touchdowns. Or player B had 303 rushing carries, 1,431 yards, and 11 touchdowns. So, who would you guys like?
B.
I think Chin thinks he knows who it is.
I do know who it is.
You're going to be surprised, Chin.
Okay.
I don't know who B is, but since Chin went with B, I'm going to go with B, but I think I know who A is, so give me that guess.
Okay, Chin, you're actually going to be surprised. You're going to guess. I know who you're going to guess for B.
I already know. No, there is no surprise. I said there's only 2 running backs earlier. B's Jonathan Taylor, okay? There's only 2 running backs that had 1,400 yards and that many touchdowns and stuff like that. You don't even have to continue it. Once you said the other one was Bijan earlier, I knew JT had 1,400 yards already. And A, I don't know, maybe...
There was actually 6 running backs with over...
I think I know A. Can I guess first?
Go ahead.
Is it JK?
That's a snipe. How did you get that?
The way he...
The Broncos, ain't it?
Huh?
No, he was on the chart.
He went to the Broncos this
he
year,
cheated.
though, right?
He cheated. There's no way in hell I
Hey,
would
no,
ever
this guy's
get.
a cheater.
Yo, he
How
cheated.
did you guess
DQ.
What?
DQ.
How did you
I automatically win.
All right, guys. So, what do you all think of Arch Manning's debut against Ohio State? Is he overhyped? Chin, would you like to start us off?
Well, let me start this by saying I absolutely love Arch Manning. I'm a huge Manning fan. Okay? I think it's more on the coaching staff than Arch Manning. Like, through the first 3 quarters, like, we was watching this game. They had training wheels on him. They didn't let him throw the ball downfield. It was check down, run, QB scramble. He didn't throw the ball downfield until the fourth quarter whenever Ohio State was up by 14. And with the crowd noise and all those factors in on it, they just didn't give him a good chance to succeed. I feel like, everybody saw that dart to get their only touchdown of the game. Everybody saw that. What a dart that was. So, do I think he's overhyped? No. Do I think the coaching staff needs to take off the training wheels and let him be what he is? Absolutely. If he'd have threw 5 interceptions that game, so be it. He's a Manning. Mannings are gunslingers. Just let him do what he's hyped up to do. Let him throw the damn ball. Don't let him sit there and freaking do check down, run play, QB scramble 3 times. Like, they got it at a 1st and goal at the 7-yard line. They QB scrambled first play, got it to the 3-yard line. They running back ran, got it to the 1-yard line or 2-yard line. Then tried to QB scramble again, and then ran it again on 4th down. Like, they didn't even try to throw one time with 7 yards. Like, everybody's seen it. Like, you can say whatever you want. That definitely hurt his Heisman hopes and stuff like that on week 1. He's got a lot to prove and stuff like that. I don't necessarily think he's overhyped yet. Now, we're going to see over the next couple of weeks how he does and stuff like that. But the coaching staff has to take the training wheels off. I get it. You're on the road in a hostile environment. But you all cannot wait until the 4th quarter to try to throw the ball deep. You just can't. They waited. Andy, you was watching it with me. If Limited was in here, Limited was watching the game with us. They didn't try to throw deep one time until the 4th quarter when they was already down 14, and it was going to be hard to win from there. Like, that's not setting up your star quarterback for success. I don't care what anybody says. Steve Sarkisian needs to look in the mirror and say, hey, all right, we're either going to win on his shoulders or lose on his shoulders. I got to take the training wheels off. I cannot have my star quarterback sheltered like that for 3 quarters again and get us in a bad spot.
All right, replays?
Yeah, I was very disappointed as well in the coaching staff. I was watching while working, but I was like watching here and there. But what I was noticing very much was the Ohio State defense was actually very good. And the hostile environment, like Chin says, is a big factor in a kind of like a debut game for Arch Manning. But like I said, I was very disappointed in all the slant routes and all the QB sneaks and all the handoffs that was going on. I was watching about a couple drives in the first half, like maybe 4 from Arch Manning, and it was like the only pass they were allowing him to do was a slant route, which is like so easy for a quarterback. And like in the 4th quarter, then they were trying to let him throw deep, throw long. And obviously, the passes aren't going to be accurate. He hasn't warmed up in the game, and now the environment's getting to him, and the pressure's getting on in the 4th quarter. If they let him do that in the 1st quarter, let him throw a couple deep bombs, get him used to the environment, how they react to his good throws or bad throws, it'll get him used to that environment, used to the game, used to the Ohio State defense. He doesn't know what they're doing because he doesn't get to throw and look and learn from mistakes and fix his reads. I'd say the hype was a little high for Arch Manning, but it's fair. You had that legacy with your last name. But I will say the narrative is leaning towards more of the head coach now. You need to let off, like Chin said, those training wheels. You need to let the player live and let the player learn. He's in college. It's not like the end of the world if he throws a couple picks. He's going to make it to the league anyway. I'd say let him learn from his mistakes in college. let that thing rip down the field and just let him learn from his mistakes and grow as a player. Really disappointed. I think Arch Mannon's debut was, you know, on an upscale, like where everyone's watching, everyone's going to critique him. I feel bad for the kid, but he will definitely get his chance in the upcoming weeks to throw that ball.
All right. Well, with all that being said, let's move on to the NFL here, guys. What NFL matchups are you all most looking forward to week 1? Replays, would you like to start us off?
Eagles,
Yeah, I would love to.
Cowboys.
No, it's not the Eagles Cowboys. It's one of my favorite teams going into this year. It's the Minnesota Vikings versus the Chicago Bears. You got two year two quarterbacks technically. You got JJ McCarthy versus Mr. Williams himself, Mr. Zest Fest. But I like the rookie matchup here, and JJ McCarthy, I really like him a lot. I drafted him in 3 fantasy teams. I drafted him as my only quarterback in our fantasy league. I really like JJ McCarthy. I think in this offense, I think he's going to shine. Justin Jefferson versus DJ Moore. It's not the best wide receiver 1 versus wide receiver 1 matchup, but I'm really looking forward to Rome Odunze this year, and I hope that he gets a bunch of good looks down the field. And I like the Minnesota defense versus the Chicago offense. I feel like it's going to match up very well. I hope Swift gets a couple good handoffs. I like to see him in good form this year. I really like Minnesota this year. Like I said, I hope their defense looks good. I hope Minnesota's offense looks well. And I'm really looking forward to 2 technically second-year quarterbacks, even though JJ was hurt all last year. But I'm really looking forward to these quarterbacks battling it out and see who can prove themselves.
Okay. Jim?
Colts Dolphins. That's what I'm looking forward to. Mainly because the Colts defense, the star players, the star power that the Colts defense has is unmatched. On paper, the Colts have the most talented defense in the NFL this year. Like, we have like the second coming of the Legion of Boom in that secondary now. And it's incredible. If our defensive coordinator, I get it, he's an idiot. If we could just call a couple of decent plays, then the Colts defense could actually be special this year. And the thing about it is like with Daniel Jones, we don't need a superstar quarterback. I would love to have one. Well, if we had a great quarterback, we'd be going to the Super Bowl this year. But we're just going to see how this defense actually looks, and that's what I'm most excited for. I just really want to see my Colts play some really good defense against a pretty decent offense in the Dolphins. So we're just going to see. I'm really looking forward to it. I want the Colts to bring the heat. I think we can get 2 or 3 interceptions on Tua this weekend. I really think that's possible. I think that we are actually going to bring it to them. And a lot of people are sleeping on the Colts defense. Everybody's putting the Colts to be like 2 to 5 wins at best. And I'm like, do y'all not see our defense? If we can just play halfway subpar defense, then we don't have to score 30 points a game in order to win. Like, the only thing we need is a game manager. We have a good offensive line, a generational tight end, a great running back. We don't have to throw for 300 yards a game in order to beat you. Only thing we got to do is make you try to throw against us, and you're not going to have a good time with it. We have Cam Bynum, Kenny Moore, Byron Jones, Xavier Howard. The list goes on with the defense that we have. Charvarius Ward, DeForest Buckner. It's incredible the star power this defense has. And now it's time for Lou Anarumo. This is probably Lou's best defense he's ever coached as far as players. Now he needs to just put it on paper and show that he can actually be a coordinator in the NFL.
All right. Is anybody excited for Steelers-Jets?
Nah.
Nobody?
No. That should be a beatdown.
Justin Fields, Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
That should be a beatdown.
Justin Fields will outperform Rodgers, but it should be a beatdown.
Okay. I'll hold you to it.
27-10 that game. Steelers.
I'd say
27-10 Steelers?
I'd say Justin Fields. I'd say Justin Fields scores about three passing or throws about three passing touchdowns, but I'd say probably 21 to 35.
You really think
Steelers.
Justin Fields is going to throw 3 touchdowns? 35. Wow, you putting a lot of faith in that
Yeah.
Steelers offense. I thought I was going big by saying 27. 27-10
I
Steelers.
think Metcalf is going to cook under Rodgers, but I think Rodgers is kind of mid.
All right. Well, let's move on here. What do you all think of Rashee Rice's 6-game suspension? Chin, would you like to start us off?
Yeah, I actually got a text message the day this happened. I didn't even know about the suspension, but somebody that took Rashee Rice in our fantasy league. He took him late though, so it's not like it really like hurt him that much. He drafted Rashee Rice and then he got a 6-game suspension, and I honestly thought it was a little harsh. I mean, it was his first time offense and stuff like that. In 6 games, I was expecting it to be like 3 or 4 game suspension, to be honest with you, but it is what it is. Like, if you're going to break the rules and stuff like that, expect consequences. And unfortunately, I do honestly think it was a little too much. What was it again? Was it like a DUI or something that he did?
I got it right here. Rashee Rice was suspended
just
for
speeding.
violating the league's personal conduct policy due to his involvement in a high-speed, multi-car crash in Dallas.
Okay. How
Yeah,
fast?
no DUI.
Do they know anything about his
He was-
speed?
He was going 120 or 110.
Yeah, I mean that is
But the
serious. I
thing is,
mean,
like-
that's what got Henry Ruggs in prison.
Yeah,
so.
Henry Ruggs was going 120, but he was drunk and
Yeah.
he killed a person.
Yeah, so yeah, I
So
mean,
Rashee Rice wasn't drunk and he didn't kill anyone.
he's a kid. Kids do stupid things. What is Rashee Rice? Probably 21, 22 at most.
22, 23.
Yeah, so he's young. He needs to grow up and learn that, like, every time he's a public figure, every time you step outside, period, people are going to notice you. You have to set a good example for everybody. Think about it. When you're 40 years old, would you want a kid doing 120 in a high-speed chase on a road? That's how people die. That's how you lose your future. Thank God he didn't crash anybody or kill anybody. Otherwise, he could have got a manslaughter charge, and then he'd be just like Henry Ruggs, which, don't get me wrong, Henry Ruggs apparently is a great guy. Never had a problem at Alabama. Nick Saban said it himself. They never had a problem about it. Great kid. But you just do one wrong mistake and you can throw your entire future away. So I do think it was a little harsh, but at the same time, like, hopefully, like, he literally looks in a mirror right now and he's thinking, okay, I got lucky. Only a 6-game suspension. I still have my career to look forward to. I'm on a great team. I can win multiple Super Bowls. Hopefully this lights a fire under Rashee Rice's ass too. Hopefully, like, he just goes nuclear when he comes back. He was playing like a real number 1 receiver last year before he got injured. He was incredible. What was he, like, averaging like 22 fantasy points a game before he got injured?
Yeah, he was averaging, I think I seen the stat the other day, 23 points in those 3 or 4 games he was healthy,
Yeah.
which
So-
was the third receiver, I'm pretty sure was third. So he was a top 3 receiver.
So hopefully it lights a fire under his ass and he comes back just ready to ball. But I expected a 3 to 4 game suspension. Doesn't matter what I think. I don't really care. The point is, and my whole thing is like, grow up, understand you're not a kid anymore. You need to understand that you have to set an example for everybody out there in the world.
All right. Replays?
Yeah, I'd say it's a little harsh. I mean, like, I'm kind of just gonna say Chin's points over, but I'd say it was very harsh. First time offense. I think the rate of 3 to 4 game suspension is a little better. But it's gonna be hard for him because it's more looking like a 7 to 8 game suspension, because I'm pretty sure the bye is week 8. Correct me if I'm wrong, either of you, but I'm pretty sure the bye is around his suspension date, and I could be wrong. Could be week 10, but it's going to be hard to adjust to Patrick Mahomes and reconnect
10.
with him. It is week 10.
Yeah.
So he has about 4 weeks after his suspension, or 3 or 4 weeks after his suspension, to adjust to Patrick Mahomes, which he probably won't. So for fantasy, I think after week 10, he is actually a really good player for playoffs, because I think, like you've seen it last year, him and Patrick Mahomes love each other. And from week 11 to week 16 or 17, how late you make a playoff run. I think he is a really good option for your bench. If you drafted him, very well done. If he is in waivers and you're in like a 6 to 8 man league, pick him up. And if you haven't done your draft yet, I don't know why you haven't done your draft yet, pick him up in your draft. He's a very good bench option, IR option if you have IR.
I don't think you can
And
move him to IR because he's not injured. He's just
you can't.
suspended. And then as far as like
Okay, so
the ban go, I think like let's say their bye week was week 1. It doesn't matter. It's not a 6-week ban.
yeah,
It's a 6-game ban. So that means
yeah,
you still have to like even if like their bye was week 1 through 6, he still has to mix 6 games.
6 games. Okay. All right. Yeah. So bench, keep him on your bench. Good option for playoffs. Fantasy playoffs is the most important. He'll probably shine. And like he said, he didn't even get hurt by an opposing player. He got hurt by his own teammate. So it's like, is he really an injury risk? No, not at all. I think he recovered pretty well. This offseason, he had a lot of time rest, a lot of time. And I think he'll be very good this year for playoffs. And on Rashid Rice, just as a person, he got really lucky as a person because you've seen it with Henry Ruggs, you've seen it with many other people. They're just like stupid. Like people, and he got really lucky that he didn't kill anyone. If he did kill anyone, his career is done. So he's getting a second chance. He needs to learn from his mistakes and grow as a person. So for Rashid Rice, you got very lucky. Take your luck and move on and grow.
All right. Let's move into some fantasy stuff here. We got start or sit fantasy week 1. We're going to alternate back and forth. Replays will go first, then chin again, then replays, okay? The first one is going to be Matthew Golden. Replays?
Okay, so for Matthew Golden here, he is a sit for me. You don't know what's going to go on with the Green Bay offense. Depending on your leagues, I'd say sit in probably every league you're in, unless you're in like a 16-man. I'd say sit.
Okay.
Jordan Love has a bunch of receivers to throw to. Jaden Reed, Romeo Dobbs, now Matthew Golden, and he also has Tucker Kraft to throw to, and Josh Jacobs in the backfield. So I'd say sit for Matthew Golden, but he does have good upside for this year. Jaden Reed and Romeo Dobbs, you don't know if they're going to stay on the team all year. You don't know if Matthew Golden's going to be Jordan Love's main guy. But for week 1, there's too much uncertainty behind a rookie wide receiver with a lot of other options with him. So I'd say sit Matthew Golden week 1.
Okay. Chinnigan?
Start. He's the clear number 1 receiver in Green Bay. Reports are coming out that apparently that him and Jordan Love already have good cohesion together. He's a clear number 1 receiver. If you have unless you're in like a freaking 6-man league, you should start him. He's a good flex option if I can get that out. He's going to get probably 10 touchdowns. He's going to get the most targets and target share on this roster. Start.
All right. Well, I guess we'll see who was right and who was wrong. Let's move on to Austin Eckler. Chinnigan?
Set. Washington's tricky because Dan Quinn came out and said they're going to be a running back by committee. So it's just going to be basically what he's meaning there is whoever has a hot hand. There's going to be 3 or 4 guys every single week that's going to get handoffs in Washington. They're going to get carries. They're going to get checkdowns. It's just until about week 10, until we find out who the clear-cut number 1 is going to be in Washington, I would say start. I would say don't start any running backs, not just Austin Eckler. I wouldn't start any Washington running backs until we can figure out who actually is the clear-cut number 1 there.
All right. Replays?
Yeah, I agree on sit. There's not much more to add to Chin. There's like Dan Quinn, he said it's a running back committee, like Chin said. There's 3 or 4 running backs on that roster that could easily take a lot of snaps. I'd say sit. You don't know what's going to happen. With Austin Eckler's definitely the main back for now. But you don't know what's going to happen. Say maybe the handoffs get split. So I'd say sit for this week.
All righty. Let's move on to Cooper Kupp. Replays?
I'd say sit again. Early season production for him is too uncertain right now. He just switched teams. His quarterback just switched teams. His offense basically is a new team. I'd say sit. There's way too much uncertainty for Cooper Kupp this week, and it's just like Cooper Kupp wasn't really performing that well last year. How is he going to bounce back this year, week one? Not saying he could bounce back in the later weeks, but I'd say probably sit this week maybe. Like if your wide receivers aren't that good, he's a good low-end flex, but you could probably find better on waivers because there's way too much uncertainty. He could get 4 points. Like that's my prediction. He's probably going to get 4 to 5 points. So I'd say sit this week until his quarterback and him link up. I'd say sit or low-end flex.
All right, Chinnigan?
Yeah, I also say sit, but I like Cooper Kupp a lot. It's just going to be a matter of like what is that Seattle offense going to look like under Sam Darnold. If Sam Darnold comes out on fire like he did last season and he has reinvigorated himself, then I would say you start him in a couple weeks or whatever down the road. But week one, I would definitely wait to see what this offense looks like before I'm ready to start Cooper Kupp in it.
All right. Let's move on here to James Cook. Chinnigan?
I would say start because, like, unless you're in like a 6-man or an 8-man and you have some really good running backs, you're probably not too deep, terribly deep on running back, I would say. I mean, let's see, if you have James Cook, I mean, you probably maybe have like a Chase Brown or maybe a Jahmyr Gibbs or something. Maybe you went Jahmyr Gibbs first round and then receiver, and then running back for James Cook in fourth round. That's probably believable, but I mean, you're probably not way unless, like I said, unless you've got like a Chase Brown or a Bucky Irving or somebody else as your RB2, then you're probably going to have to start James Cook. But I'm not big on James Cook. I'm not saying, oh yeah, I love James Cook. Yeah, start him. If you have him, he's probably has to start because you probably drafted him early enough to where he is a running back 2 on your team. I would have personally avoided him, but I'm going to say start just because you probably have no other options.
All right, replays?
Yeah, this is an easy agree with Chin. He's the Buffalo's locked in number 1 handoff guy. I also didn't like James Cook going into this fantasy draft here, so I stayed away from him personally in every league I'm in. But James Cook, he's a solid player. You probably don't have much better talent than him on your roster unless you went running back early 3 rounds. And then James Cook 4th round, which if you're doing that, how are you drafting 3 running backs in the first 4 rounds? But on a real note, start him this week unless you're really overwhelmed on running backs.
All right. Jalen Waddle? Replays?
So actually, I'm going to go start here because, like Tyreek, I think Waddle's also here for a bounce back year. He has been looking slim apparently in training camp. I like Waddle this year. He hasn't been training much because of the heat and all that in Florida. But I think Tua's also ready for a bounce back year. And Waddle could be a good wide receiver 2 or flex option, depending if you're in a 12-man league. But yeah, for like a 12 or 10-man league, I'd say start Waddle. He is a very high target receiver with Tua, and Tua and Waddle really link well together. And for a good start for a flex or wide receiver 2 in a 10 to 12-man league, I'd say you need about 14 to 18 points from Waddle, and I think he'll easily get that. So for Waddle here, I'd say start in a 10 to 12-man league. Maybe for 8, no. But 10 to 12, 14, start definitely.
Did you hear about Tua's date this weekend, though?
It was what?
Yeah, he's got a date with the Colts defensive line. So this is an easy set against the Colts defense. And
who on the Colts is locking up Tyreek Hill and Jaden Waddle?
Charvarius Ward will lock up Tyreek Hill. All right,
We can guard one of them. Who's
and
guarding Waddle?
we can literally
No
just double cover both of them. We have Tyreek Hill, or we have Travarius Ward and Cam Bynum. We literally have we have Travarius Ward.
Bro. You need to look in reality. This is a
Okay,
good start for
all right,
Waddle.
we'll find
Tyreek
out.
Hill could get
You'll find
locked
out.
up,
This is an
and then
easy
Waddle
set.
goes nuclear.
This is an easy set.
Alright.
This is an easy set.
we'll see
We're gonna
who's wrong
double
here,
cover
okay?
both. We're gonna play up on that defensive line.
We'll get
We're
to
gonna
it.
we're gonna send Tua to the NFL infirmary.
We won't have to wait long. Okay? We'll know at the end of the week.
Even
All
if Tua
right?
gets hurt, you know who's coming in.
All right, Roma Dunze, chin again.
Zach-
Start.
Zach
I'm
Wilson's
real big
coming
on
in.
Roman Dunze this year. I like Rome. He's a clear-cut number 2 receiver there now. The Vikings defense, even though they do have a solid defensive line and stuff like that, they lost Cam Bynum to the Colts. I like Roman Dunze this year. I'd start him.
All right, replays.
I'd also start him. He's a very big breakout coming around. He's poised for a big, huge debut. I'm expecting a good 20 to 25 points from Roma Dunze week 1. I think he's going to come out, and the Vikings defense is going to be looking more at DJ Moore, and I'm seeing Roma Dunze touchdown week 1. And I'm really hoping, as I said earlier, I like this Vikings-Bears matchup. I like Roma Dunze. I did actually trade him in one of my leagues, but that's because I needed a tight end. But Roma Dunze is looking really good this year. I like him. He gives me aura. I like aura. And I said start for Roma Dunze for this week.
All righty. Well, that's all we have today, guys. First and foremost, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Leave your starter sits in the comments below. What are you all doing? And we'll catch y'all next. Peace out.